we were about to launch, and he was in the US, and he was supposed to come to South Africa now to help with the logistics, moving to launching of the Power Woman Conference. And then remember, he also had my passports at the time. This is when now I'll get all of those things, traveling documents and everything back from them.
Dr. Pashy, at what point then did you hand over your passports to Dr. Nandipha Mangudumana? Because obviously the person you were in conversation with on the telephone was believed to have been in prison, but you didn't know this.
So my passports left me on the 19th of January because
2023,
because they were organizing my working visa in the US. Remember, not only was I going there to do an Power Woman, but I wanted to visit hospitals to be working there as an anesthesiologist. So my qualifications were required, my passports, a lot of things were required that I handed on. Because I was busy on that day, I couldn't meet up with Nandipha, so she sent the driver to fetch the passports on the 19th of January.
And you handed the passports over to
the driver, yes.
And the one passport, why two passports?
It's two passports because the other one, even if it was expired, it had a valid US visa. Remember, here we were applying for a working visa. That was just a traveling visa. So for me to get that, I had to, this is what they told me, that to give them the one with the working visa, the one with the active traveling visa, and my active passport, which was the one that she was caught with. And anyway, to expand on the passport one, that passport I did after finding out what was happening. Of course, I went to do an affidavit, and I did another passport. So when I did another passport, I cancelled that passport. So when she was caught with that passport was like a piece of paper, because it was, if anyone could have just bothered to scan that passport, they would see that is not working. It was like having, being rich in Monopoly. It was not working. The important one at that time actually was the one that they said it was not important because it had an active US visa.
And then for all of this, I understand that you paid millions of rand. Can you confirm indeed that this is true?
Well, it's true, but I can't at this point disclose how much was paid when, because this matter is still under investigation.
Would you say more than 5 million?
Griselda, it's still under investigation, and to actually, the police, I'm sure they're actually checking the movement of that money, and I'm still in consultation with the lawyers in terms of the criminal charge. I laid a criminal case, and we are busy with the civil cases to try to recover the funds.
But you can confirm that it's millions?
I can confirm that, yes, it's millions.
And who did you pay that money to? Because obviously it needed to be paid into a certain account.
I paid it into the Vibes South Africa account, which is an account owned by Dr. Nandipha.
This would include, I understand, these millions for a so-called private jet that was due to bring Oprah Winfrey.
Yes, it included that. And that was the Oprah jet was just before COVID, just before the lockdown.
And you paid these monies. Why? Why did you feel the need to pay this money, even though you say you trusted Dr. Nandipha Mangudumana, But obviously the requests had been coming from TK Ngwana. You'd not met him face to face. But in hindsight, why did you pay those monies into that account?
I paid that money into that account because it was an account that belongs to someone I trust, someone I hired to take care of the business. And this is somebody who has her own money. So you don't even think that Chelete Itlomo Makaja, you know. And remember, even if I was in conversation with TK in terms of the business, this is still Nandipa's business, and we communicate with Nandipa. There are contracts that were brought forward. There are a lot of emails, communications that were brought forward in terms of, okay, this is how much is required, then you pay this, you get an invoice to see the confirmations that this has been paid for this particular amount. So it was a transaction that was going smooth in terms of you're seeing the results, and then it was only now when they had to deliver that they got exposed.
Then you saw this article involving the names of Dr. Nandipha Makudumana and Thabo Bester. That was the first instance, you say, when you realized that something had gone terribly wrong here.
Yeah, it was. Have you ever felt like you woken up to another realm of existence and